Hello, good evening. Security across our region's been increased after yesterday's explosion in London. It's been confirmed that the army's been called in to support the civil nuclear police at Sellafield after the UK's terror threat alert was raised to the highest level possible. Police forces across the region have also put on more armed officers onto the streets. Northumbria police say they've now spoken to 4 men after a woman was reported that she was raped in Newcastle. Officers were called out early yesterday after the 20-year-old woman was found in a distressed state near Knoll Court Flats. She told the police she'd been raped inside the flats. 2 18-year-old men were arrested. The police say they've now spoken to 4 men as part of their inquiries. A legendary cyclist from County Durham who died of exhaustion during the Tour de France 50 years ago has been remembered today. A memorial to Tom Simpson's achievements has been unveiled in his home village of Haswell by Sir Bradley Wiggins, as Damien O'Neill reports.
He may not have been quite as famous as Sir Bradley, but Tom Simpson was the very first Brit to wear the yellow jersey. His career and his life came to an untimely end in July 1967 during the 13th stage of the Tour de France, and this morning a modern-day hero unveiled a permanent reminder of who went before.
Well, Tom, I mean, he's always sort of been my hero, really, as I've expressed in the past. I think there's a lot of similarities. He lived in Ghent when I was living there when my dad was racing, and Mum knew the daughters quite well, and so it's just and kind of growing up really, and a bit like Bobby Moore is to a lot of people that play football, or Muhammad Ali is to in the boxing, kind of transcended the sport a little bit, and obviously strong English heritage, strong English roots, and I just was fascinated by him from a very young age.
Abroad he's well known, but every time I come over to England nobody's heard of him, but I think maybe now he has a name for himself.
To think that it was 50 years ago now, this year, that Tom died, and that his memory still lives on to this extent with the youngsters that have turned out today and ridden over from the Heaton Hawks team, and just it's brilliant. I mean, it's brilliant to see, and hopefully long may it continue for another 50 years.
Damien O'Neill, BBC Look North in Haswell in County Durham.
Hundreds turned out to celebrate Cumbria Pride in Carlisle today. The festival is in its 7th year. Organisers were keen to encourage people to share their positive stories of coming out and to offer support to those experiencing discrimination because of their sexuality.
It is harder, I think, but I think it's difficult anywhere for people to come out, depending on their social network, or their families and friends and stuff like that, and what areas, because Cumbria is a vast rural area, as we know. But there's pockets of homophobia like there is anywhere in bigger cities and stuff as well. But I think it's got a label, so it's always going to be difficult. If there's a label on something, it's always difficult because it's a minority.
To today's football results, the Newcastle beat Stoke 2-1, goals from Atsu and Lascelles. In the Championship, Middlesbrough won against QPR 3-2. Sunderland looked like winning at Hull, but the home side equalised 1-1 late in the game. In League 2, Carlisle got a late 1-1 draw to Barnet. Gateshead lost 1-0 at home to Aldershot. Hartlepool won 2-1 at Leyton Orient. And Berwick came from 2-0 down to beat Elgin 3-2. To cricket, and England face the West Indies in Chester Street shortly. The T20 match at the Riverside is sold out, but the match won't feature Durham's home favourite Ben Stokes, who's being rested. And in rugby union, Newcastle Falcons take on Saracens tonight in the USA. It kicks off at 10 p.m. our time in Philadelphia. Let's have a look at the weather prospects now for the rest of the weekend with Owen.
Hello. Well, we saw a fair few sunny spells across the northeast in Cumbria today, but we also saw quite a few showers. Now, as we head through tonight, I think most of these will tend to fizzle out. Just a few maybe hanging along there, along the coast of the northeast. Temperatures getting down to, say, 7 or 8 Celsius across rural parts. We could see some mist and fog patches, and we could see a touch of frost even across parts of Cumbria first thing tomorrow morning. A bright start, showers get going then throughout the afternoon, hanging on to a northerly breeze. Tomorrow's highs of around 15 Celsius.
That's all from us. Sunday Politics is here tomorrow at 11. For now, though, from all the team, have a very good night. Bye-bye.